that question that, hey, what is the purpose of education? And for us, that question led to an answer here that perhaps the purpose of education is to live, uh, not really to look for a job or career. I mean, that will happen automatically. That's just part of life, right? So as much as uh, earning is also part of life. So we don't have to bother about that. Till we are living, we would end up earning also. We'll end up doing a lot of other things. So we think living, learning, education, all are kind of synonyms. They mean the same thing. And because it means the same thing, it is fairly straightforward that, hey, then each one should lead their life, their learning themselves, or their education themselves, because then only they can find what is living for them. Yeah. And living is at all ages. It is not like you do education, then you live your life. It's not like that, right? We are all the time living. So when I say I am my leader of myself, as in I as a child or as an adult, what does that mean? The first thing it means is that we don't need to bind anybody with a curriculum. The child can literally decide how to live every day, week, month, decide what to do, what to learn, and yeah, and grow through that. Much like how we are doing with our lives at this moment. How I am 55. I decide what I want to do during the day, week, month, and that's how I go about living my life. It's similar with a 5-year-old. Why only 55 years old should do like that, right? What that translates it in is that the whole world and all the opportunities in the world is worth living for. So it's not just that only few things are good. It could be somebody could be in politics, somebody could be in fashion, somebody could like to do poetry, somebody might like to do gymnastics, somebody might like to do crochet. How does that matter? Everybody's just liking different things and doing different things. The second thing is we don't need to teach the child. The child will find ways to, let's say, learn or do things. It could be through a YouTube, it could be through friend, it could be through a teacher, it could be through a formal course or a workshop. So we really leave it to the child to decide how the child wants to explore and learn something. And if we look at this little map, we realize that, hey, when we start thinking like this, the whole world becomes our resources, right from ourselves, our families, friends, relatives, community, neighborhood, the whole city where we live in, localities, and literally anybody in the world. In today's world, I'm seeing half the content from different continents, right? So it is, my learning is not limited from resources only around me or in one premise. The third aspect is that there seems to be no need to assess the child. We don't, at least I don't like being assessed. I do like feedback, and I do take feedback or seek feedback. I do a lot of reflection. I'm sure all of you do that. Why do we need to assess the child? We don't need. The child can himself or herself do this assessment, do this feedback business, and that can be the way to grow, which is how we all normally do in our adult life, at least. Which also means it translates into then suddenly everybody becomes a source of learning, right? All kinds of people whom I interact with, who interact with me, and so on. So it is not limited only to my age or a certain group of people. All people of all ages becomes our source of collaboration, connections, relationships, and learning. Lastly, we don't necessarily have to have school, college degrees as the route to live a life, but that is one route. That is a good route. People who like doing that, good, amazing. But people who don't like that are equally amazing. Somehow the schooling system tends to put then, the 90 percentager is superior than a 60 percentager, but possibly 90 percentager is the one who thrives in the school or the academic system, but the other people thrive elsewhere. So we are all equal. We are not less or more, which also means that the child is capable of paving or growing and going in his or her path right till professional level. There is no need to, kind of get hold of the child and push him into some kind of a future career. This comes from the very simple thought that open learning is not about freedom. It's about giving responsibility to each individual. That, hey, this is your life. You lead it. You see what you want to learn, how you want to learn, and so on. Right till professional journey. Yeah. So a typical journey, like I was talking about professional journey, well, a learning journey in open learning typically happens when at a younger age, they are hungry for exposure. And as they start growing older, they start exploring things which interest them, and not everybody's interested in the same thing. And as they grow further older, uh, teenagers, they start looking for expertise in one or few fields. And some of those areas, or maybe one of those areas, they convert it into enterprise, which is the professional part, yeah, where you start earning. So that's typically the journey of an open learner. Again, not divided by these stages, it's just a continuous journey. And even when I reach enterprise stage, I still explore other things, still get myself exposed to new things and so on. So the journey is actually all four together continuous. Yeah. So that's a little about open learning. I want to quickly share about Aarohi, which is a space for families to come together. So it's a community to learn together, to create together, to support together each other, and to live together. Live together, not necessarily physically together. So Aarohi families are all over the country, and they are participating in the community from different spaces. That's the best part. So you can your home is a campus, Aarohi as a campus, other people's home is a campus, and then the whole world is a campus. So everything is worth learning from, right? Or learning in, rather. Yeah. Specifically for older age group, 13 to 21 for their professional journey, we call it the CoVersity, where basically what we are trying to say here is that teens, when they're in teenage years, they like exploring different interests till they find what is it that they like doing. And at a young age, they're not supposed to really know immediately what is their passion. So how do you find one passion? You find it by doing it out, right? You find it by deep diving into different things. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that the teenagers are very excited to do actual industry work. So that is what happens in CoVersity. Right from 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, they start doing actual work, not just homegrown projects, but actual projects or client projects from the industry, doing internships with the industry. And that's how they start learning from experts and mentors from the industry. So that becomes rather that's a very interesting and a value-adding way of learning, where you're rubbing shoulders with the experts in your domain. Like a person interested in stocks, let's say, will be working with a stock trader. So that makes no sense. And finally, we realize that teenagers are open to working together, open to challenging themselves and each other, and even helping each other. So when these teenagers get together, we don't really need to do much. They take most of the initiatives. Yeah. Most of these teenagers, they don't really get into certification because for them, their work is their certification. So they're work certified. And that is what industry values today. Hey, you show me work, I give you more work, or I give you an employment or whatever. Yeah. So that's CoVersity in a short way. And let me just pause here with this one slide. Sorry. Yeah, I wanted to share this slide. Right. What I want to end by saying is that the whole idea of open learning is what you that's because that keeps changing, or then be mistakes. What's by taking that responsibility and doing things that way. Yeah. So let me pause here. We stop screen sharing, and let me invite you all, whoever can, come on the video and we can have a chit chat. You can ask questions. You can share what you are wanting to share. And yeah, we can take from that. So, yeah, more people can come, as I said, on the video if possible, so that I feel I'm talking to people and we get a face connect. And then also we can, if you can't come on video, that's also okay, no issues. But it's just nice to have visuals. Um, yeah. So you can come on mic and ask questions. It's all very open. You decide what you want to talk about. It's totally driven by you. And it's not just questions. You just might want to discuss some aspect of child or learning. Your child specifically is also most welcome. It's a small group, so please feel free to discuss. Yeah.
Yeah, hi Ratnesh. So a
Yeah.
lot
Hi.
of things what we discussed is actually new to us. The mainstream education is different from what you have been talking. Mm, uh, I have been working with the school system. I wanted to work with the school system. So I have been associated with some government schools, rural areas. So where still it is not. Uh, like they are yet to get quality education. Even at the school standard, there is a lot of difference between a city school and a rural government school. I
Sure.
am more about accommodating everyone in the society. So, um, so the technology has given us hope, like through simple, like for example, some videos. Through videos, like we can reach more people, like bit-sized information. Even if the student they don't have a teacher, proper teacher, they can still learn through internet, through YouTube videos, or
Absolutely.
through yeah. I am focusing more on creating a open curriculum. Okay, so of course, like I have read at many places that you are against a curriculum, putting a structure. But I am. It is for the my own sake. So for my own profession, I wanted to form a curriculum with a prerequisite mapping. Okay, so this is step one. So we wanted to take the student from step one to step 100, and we wanted to define it in that way. Personally, what I faced is a seventh standard student is not capable of solving problems of third standard student. So, uh, but there is no remedy for that. The student is pushed to work on only the seventh standard syllabus. It is practically not possible to make the student to sit on a third standard classroom. But we can do it through a technology. So we are talking about AI. So through AI, we can give the content to the student based on his level of his learning curve. So this is a big plan. So I'm just
Sure.
starting up.
Sure.
I'm just starting up.
Yeah. The
I
only
just would like
difference
to
is, yeah,
discuss.
sorry, I'm just little coming in. The only difference is you said two things that somewhere you said I am against. So first of all, what I am against for hardly matters, right? Each one has their own
No,
thing.
no, it is not.
And
You
as
are against.
Aarohi,
Yeah.
wait. Let me complete. Yeah. So at Aarohi, we are not at all against curriculum, right? We are not at all against structure. But we are saying who needs to create a structure, and the child needs to create a structure for himself. The child needs to create a curriculum for himself. Yeah. Uh, so when you say that a seventh standard child is not able to solve something, so I will say yes because he has no interest in it. The same seventh standard child, if he has interest in it, he does not need any AI, he does not need any software. He has, for example, a whole YouTube in front. What is there in this world which is not on YouTube? If I want to learn anything, if I want to learn what Ruchika is doing right now, something crochet, whatever, knitting, or whatever she's doing, yeah. So if I want to learn that, I just need to go on YouTube. Maybe Ruchika has already put a video there, how to do a double knot. See, there you go. She's already, I guessed it right. So what I'm trying to say is that, meaning that's one thing that yes, you are trying to support the government schools. I'm not trying to say that is not a good idea. I'm just trying to say perhaps even more important is to say why is that 7 standard child struggling to learn something? It is not because of the resources. It's more to do because of the interest. If he or she does not have an interest, and we keep on trying in many different ways, it's like, if I don't like a food, you try keep cooking it in so many different ways, but if I don't like it, I'll keep on rejecting or struggling eating it. Rather, just give me what I like eating. That's simpler, right? Or rather, then you don't even need to give me. You give me the kitchen and you say, Ratnesh, cook what you like to eat. And Arohi is a kitchen. It is not a restaurant where we are going to serve anybody, be it a government school child, be it a rich person's child. That is irrelevant. Children or any human being will like to do what they like to do. Right? If I show you a TV
yeah,
show
so
which
there
you
are
don't
two.
like, you will immediately change the channel. Right?
Yeah, okay.
So that's the whole point. What attracts you, you are attracted automatically. You will learn that, master that, and go ahead in that. That is what open learning is all about. That is what unschooling, homeschooling is all about. It's about letting the child decide what is it that I want to do. Like
No,
Ruchika
actually,
wants to
it
do
is not.
whatever.
Yeah, where I differ is it is not just the interest alone. There is something more to it, like prerequisite. Okay, so yeah,
What is the
every
prerequisite?
every learning item has a prerequisite. For example, if you want to do multiplication, you should be aware of a multiplication table. Okay. Or if you want to do decimal arithmetic, you should know the fundamentals of decimal numbers or the number lines. So every learning concept has a prerequisite.
Yeah, but that is not a prerequisite. The prerequisite is interest in mathematics. If I have interest
No,
in
no.
mathematics, I'll figure out addition also, to figure out the concepts of decimals also, and then be able to do advanced math also. So the prerequisite, according to me, is the interest. If I have interest, I will learn the first step, learn the second step, learn the 100th step also. But if I don't have interest, then why would I learn the first step?
Ratnesh, can I come in?
Does that make sense? Please, yes, people jump in.
Yeah.
This is an open meetup.
th-
Yes.
Thank you for having us. Just a couple of questions. One is
Please.
that when you started, you said your kids are 19 and 26 and they haven't gone through any certification program. I would love to know what they're currently doing. Well, that's one. And two is that in case if the kid wants to do a certification, is an open school system possible to do the certification? And three is what is a
Absolutely.
normal day at Aarohi?
Okay. So answer to first, what are those people doing? They're doing what they love doing. That's the answer. Why I'm saying it as like that, I don't want to spell out the professions because they're just doing any other profession. Like Ratna is doing something, Ruchika is doing something, and Deepa is doing something. We are all into different professions. They're also into whatever they feel like doing. There's no constraint of any profession. If their profession requires a certain certification, they can go ahead and do that certification. There was a young lad who wanted to become a pilot, and he realized to become a pilot, he has to have 12th. So he went ahead and did that. In 1 year he prepared. He had never been to school and all. In 1 year he prepared and cleared his 10th also. That's another thing, that by the time he reached the time to give 12th, he had changed his mind from pilot to something else. And that's another story why he changed that. In fact, he was in one of the Saturday meetups. You can check out his recording. So the point is that, again, I'm coming back to the same thing, that if I want to do so, open learning doesn't mean that we don't consider certification or we don't consider this. We said that is just one option, right? If I have to drive a car, I have to get a driving license. So taking that analogy, I may need a certain certification. If I need it, I can go and get it. That is what how an open learner thinks. So everything in this world becomes an option, and I will decide how I want to do it, not somebody else deciding. I may say, oh, for this, I don't need a certificate, or I will say, for this, I need a certificate, or for this, I need to get a course done, or I will do this myself. Whereas Ratna, you were saying, for this, I need to know the basics, so I will go to Mr. Ratna and find out my basics, get my basic strongs, which you were calling as prerequisites, so that I can do the advanced part. Right? So it really depends on me. What is it that I want? If I want to learn how to swim, I have to start by floating. Okay, I can't straight away start doing butterfly stroke. Right? But the point is, do I want to learn swimming? That's the real point. If I learn swimming, I will learn the basics also. And if I really, even after that, like it, I will go to the advanced also. But the first step should be, I should say, I want to learn swimming, or I want to learn whatever there is to be learned in my life. That's the thing. And we are not trying to say basics are not required. I mean, anything you see. I mean, if I have to learn how to drive a car, I need to know where is the accelerator and where is the brake. Right? So we have to start with the first step. No denying that, absolutely. But that doesn't mean we pack up first step for everything into the child and then say, now you decide which one we want to go. Needed, right? From day one, they are learners the moment they are born. So that's the whole idea. Sorry, what was your third question?
What's the normal day at Aarohi?
What is the well, the normal day of Aarohi is never normal. Because let's say there are 20 of us, including you, let's say, and we get up in the morning and we say, hey, what do we want to do today? And let's say you will want to do something else, and Deepa will want to do something else, and Ratna will want to do something else. And there are so many people in this call, each one would like to do something. And some of you may want to get together and do something. Some of you may want to do individually. Some of you want to do 10 things in a day. Some of you would like to do one thing in the day. That is a typical day. So everybody is doing what they have either planned or want to do, and the plans change. I see you doing something. I get excited. Hey, can I join you? Can I please join you? Like that, plans also change. And then at the end of the day, we again reflect how was my day? Did I enjoy? Did I learn? Did I do what I wanted to do? Based on this, can I replan my tomorrow? What changes I want, and so on. So people may plan for a day, people may plan for a week, people may plan for a month, year, however they want to. Did that give you an idea of how life,
but
how vibrant the life is?
Yeah, I do. I mean, that's interesting. Would kids like our daughter who's 13, would she be able to take a call as to what she wants to do during the day, or is there a process of guiding or holding hands or something of that sort?
Yeah, so if you are 20 and you are, and I'm one of them, let's assume, then aren't the 19 there to support me? Will you support me if you are there in the campus with me?
Sure.
If I need help?
Sure.
Yes or no? Sure, exactly. So it works exactly like that. See, for example, Ruchika is there to always support me, and I am always there to support Ruchika. Though she is in Mysore, I'm in campus, which is near Bangalore. We were not even in the same city, but we support each other in whichever way we need. When we need, we ask, or when we see that somebody might be needing a support, we ask, hey, Ruchika, you need support in that? Okay, yeah, like that it works. So it's if 20 people are together, for me, 19 are facilitators. 19 are support guides. Ruchika, you take over now.
No,
you share. What is your typical day?
So I would say our typical day at home. So after joining, Aarohi, Ratnesh always says this. I always keep listening from Ratnesh that each house becomes the Aarohi's campus. It's not that we are living at campus, so we are experiencing campus there only. So our house also becomes the Aarohi campus because we really, open learning family, we really believe in this, that it's not about just doing nothing whole day. It's about doing so many things. Sometimes, you won't believe it. We feel, oh my God, 24 hours is too less. So much to do, and we don't have time to do things. So our day is also similar. Like my daughter, like she's 11 now. She's also is on that stage where she knows what to do with her time. So we wake up in the morning. We start with our regular routines. Go for a walk, go for a cycling, and all those things. And then before dinner, we sit together before breakfast, we sit together and ask each other, what are we doing today? What are you planning? So she is also coming to an understanding that she has a responsibility to do something with her time. She has few things fixed, few classes, something what she likes. She's into chess, she's into jewelry making and all. She goes for those things. And then rest of the time, she knows there is a jigsaw puzzle which she has to put the pieces. Okay, this is a khali space. I have to put a piece that I'm doing this during this time. So like this, our whole day goes in. So this is how, and then there is a time when she doesn't want me at all. There is a time she comes and she asks, Mama, I'm stuck here. Can you help me with this? Then I pitch in as a facilitator. But you won't believe it. Sometimes the whole week goes like that where she's not even coming and asking me anything, that I need this or I want this, like that. So she becomes her own facilitator, and it's like she's becoming, I'll not say completely, but she's learning to become her own facilitator to facilitate her learning and reaching somewhere. And a lot of reflection goes in day wise, week wise, all that. So each Aarohi family home is also a Aarohi campus. It's not whether we are physically present there or not there.
So I'm assuming your daughter is learning from Mysore at home and is connected to Aarohi. And
yes, so actually more than she's connected with the Aarohi campus, I'm connected with the Aarohi campus. If you really ask me, I am really connected. So we have this online connections where we are connected with the entire Aarohi campus gang, and as well as many families all over the country. So we have many families, like nearly, I think 40, 50 families right now. So we all are connected. So she also comes in between, but she keeps listening, she keeps reading, she keeps knowing, listening to people, what they are doing. And there are times we visit the campus also, whenever possible by us, practically possible in that way.
I'd like to go back to the first question that my husband asked, but in a different way. What are the different professions that the kids who have started, let's say 2008, have now, become older kids, and what are the kind of professions they are in? Like, what can we, and secondly,
that's what I wanted to share with you. All kinds of professions. Please don't limit children whether they are doing open learning or whether they are doing schooling by professions. It is nothing. Profession has got nothing to do with how you are learning. Profession is only to do with what is it that you want to do in life. Right? What do you want to get into? Where do you want to spend your time? So there are people who are employed in different spaces. There are people who are entrepreneurs. There are people who are freelancers. There are people who are, let's say, doing nothing in that sense, as much as that is true for everybody else in the rest. That's why I gave you a vague answer, more to convey that it is not that open learners reach a certain kind of professions. It's absolutely up to each individual to decide what is it that I want to do. And they will reach there because they want to do that. So it's nothing to do with the kind of professions.
Like, can I just
I'm
add
purposefully
one
not
example?
answering because, one minute. I'm purposefully not answering your question with a list, because the moment I give the list, you will say, oh, so open learners do that kind of professions. I don't want that belief or image to get formed that, oh, open learners get into these kind of professions. No, there's nothing to stop anybody from reaching anywhere, including becoming Prime Minister of the country. Now you will say, are open learners Prime Ministers of the country? I said, why not? Not in the sense that they are, you know what I mean? So please don't think in that professions will define the way. Yeah.
It's also because of the basic concept of Aarohi we knew from the beginning because of Sahil. Because Sahil is an ex-student and we've seen him grow. And for us, that's an example. But nevertheless, we are still coming from the old system and old habits die hard. So that's why some tangibility we are looking for. Having said that, currently my daughter is in the space where she wants to join the defense. Say currently, whatever, it will change, I'm sure. But say something like that. So I'm going from there. So suppose they want to join some of things like that, like she wants to join the Navy, then will Aarohi be a good platform for her?
No, wait. It's not about, again, Aarohi. It's more about that if I want to join army, I need to give an examination, right? To enter the army, and army requires you to, let's say, have 10th or 12th or even graduation, depending on at what level you want to enter army or navy or whatever military services. So whether you do that as an open learner or whether you do it as part of the school is, again, your choice. You can go ahead. It's not about Aarohi. Leave Aarohi aside. And it's about you first, as in the child, I'm saying. So if a child wants to decide, okay, I want to do this through conventional, go ahead, please do it. You want to say, no, I'll just do it on my own. I'll appear in whichever examination I need. I will do it that way. So you can do it that way.
No, so
everything is possible.
Suppose So suppose she becomes part of the Aarohi community, but this is her goal, say, how will Aarohi help her achieve those academic certifications?
Okay, first of all, the first thought is not Aarohi. All right, first thought should be, do we want to do open learning? Yeah, it's nothing to do with Aarohi first. First is this whole idea that I can decide what I want to learn and I can do that based on me. Now, if you say, yes, this idea is excellent, because Aarohi is only a community of families who are doing open learning. So first you should want to do open learning, and then you will say, do I need a community? Yeah, Ruchika, you wanted to add something in it. So Aarohi is a community of families who are doing and supporting each other. Right, just like an individual in a family is supported by the other families, they won't ensure that you join military. In the same way, Aarohi is a community which is there to support. Now, we don't know what support your daughter will need. As and when she needs whatever support, the community will try to support her in that way. Not just the community, the whole world is available as a resource. Yeah. If she needs a specific help which comes from a specific person, she will go to that person. That person doesn't need to be part of the community. For us, the whole world is our resource. Not that community, there has to be teachers lined up to teach academics to reach. No. It doesn't work like that. That is the essential difference between open learning and schooling. In schooling, somebody is already deciding and then doing it for you. Here, you are seeing what I need, and then go about seeking that. Like Ruchika was talking about her daughter going for a certain chess class. So why has she joined chess class? Because probably she wants to. Ruchika, why has she joined the chess class?
Yeah, so she was actually introduced to chess by us only. She saw us playing when she was a 3 or 4 year old. She just saw us playing. One day she came, she asked, "What is it?" We explained, and then she started playing with her teddies and dolls and all that and making her own moves and all those things. And we just left it. We didn't jump to the idea, okay, now it's time for us to teach her like that. No, we waited at least for 3, 4 years for her to come to us and tell, I want to learn this. It was a good wait. It was like 4 years wait for us. So then one fine day she said, I really want to learn chess, how to play as a professional player, and join the classes. And you won't believe it, this exposure, this idea came to her after meeting one of her child in Aarohi community only, where she met someone who is taking some professional classes, and she had a chat with him, and then she asked and all that. She said, okay, this is what can be possible, so maybe let me go. So then she came and she said, find me a good teacher, I want to go and learn outside with some professional. So that's how, that's how the community helped her. Okay, this is also possible, I can do this in this way because I'm interested in this. So that's how, and it came not through any adult, it came through her own age group child, a motivation from another child. So there she got it. So she goes for classes for that now, because she feels maybe we are not capable enough to teach her now or give her that. So she needs another professional person to teach. So that is. So if I can add one more thing, just a very beautiful incident happened today. Maybe that might help Deepa to get a little more understanding of these professions and how the community can help and all that. My daughter she's interested in history subject. She loves reading books around history, not textbooks, something like a storytelling way and all. So we became a part of one history club here in Mysore only. So today we had a very beautiful talk by a very senior historian who's been a part of many digging and restoration of many big sites like Hampi, Bellur and all that. So this girl, you won't believe it, 2 hours altogether, 2 hours without even taking a break. She was sitting and listening to him and trying to, get into the idea of this. And then she went, had a long chat with him to understand how, as an open learner, please listen, this is very beautiful as a mother when I was really listening to these conversations. How, as an open learner, I don't go to school and I don't want to go also, but how, as an open learner, I can still be an archaeologist. Is there any way I can be an archaeologist? So that senior historian said, yes, there are so many courses which you can do it even without having any degree of any thing, you can definitely get into this if you're interested in any particular subject of this, history, archaeology, or anything. So I think world is a big resource for a child, and then a 11-year-old child on her own going and talking to a senior historian. I think what else as a parent I need now? Seriously, I'm done. I need a nirvana.
Thanks, Ruchika.
Thanks, Ruchika. So also, can we know about the possibility of in-campus, like how does that work? Like if we want our child to be in campus.
Sure. As I said, you've already taken the first step. You are here, you're trying to understand. I would suggest try to understand open learning more, forget Aarohi for some time. And then when you think, yes, this open learning whole thing is exciting, is interesting, then if you say, but I want to be part of this community. So open learning comes first and then comes the community, right? So then you come over, stay here with us for a week, experience open learning, not just the child experiencing, you experiencing open learning. So this invitation is open, not just open, is suggested, recommended to all who are interested in open learning. Come and stay with us for a week. Experience open learning, not as a parent, but as a learner. Everybody, the whole family experiences as learners. And then you see if you want to be part of just open learning, great. Just Aarohi also. Then all your answers about campus and all will be answered in the campus. And that's fairly simple, right? But yeah, the important part, again, I'm again and again repeating, is understanding how in open learning you are open to choices, all the choices that are available. So I'm saying it is possible that she's saying, as you rightly said, she's saying she wants to go to military, but then she might just change her mind. And that's what open learning embraces, that change your mind whenever you want to change your mind, as many times as you want to change your mind, because life is not about a constant. Right? We all change our minds throughout our life. Why should we force somebody to, no, don't change your mind. Keep doing this for so many years. So that's the whole idea. And I understand where you are coming from, worried about future, worried about profession. The only shift, the big shift that happens in open learning, we stop worrying about the future, because now it is the onus or the responsibility of the child to worry about her own future. We are there with the belief and the support in the child. That's the big change. So now we don't start looking at the future, we start looking at the child. VP Vajra Prasad, you want to add something there? You worried about future? I know he is not worried about future of his two daughters. Go ahead, VP. You are on mute, VP.
Yeah, my name is Vajra Prasad. I'm a community member in the Aarohi Open Learning and CoVersity. I have two daughters named Sriya and Srijani. Both are 17 years old and 20 years old. They are both they have done internships recently also. They are upscaling their professional journey now, and next 2 to 3 months, they will also join another internship in their professions, and they are pursuing their own internship where they want to do. That is their target, and they are interested now in doing the research where they want to do, and they are picking up some industries they want to join, and they are pursuing their own way. They are pursuing their work where they want to do. That is my topic. That is my interest to tell.
Sure. Just inviting the rest of the group. There's a large group. Anybody wants to jump in with your thoughts, questions? We can talk about any aspect. Deepa also, please ask as many more questions. We may not always try and reply straightforward to you. Only thing I want to acknowledge that we all have gone through the same stage that you are thinking about. What about future? What about profession? So we know that at this stage, we all go through. So yeah, but our way of responding might be very funny, might be very strange, sometimes even very, where are these guys coming from? But that's the whole idea. The idea is to show you something little different. Yeah. But everybody is welcome. There are many more people today. Please go ahead. Let's talk. Sujay, Shampa, Samiksha, there's so many people. Pungodi, Michael, yeah, Ratna. But yeah, Deepa, if you have more questions or more thoughts, please continue sharing. It's not like I want to stop you any which way. Every question anybody asks is good enough. Deepak, yes, you can also come along and ask something or share something.
When you were talking about us knowing, first accepting open learning, I think because we feel that that is a good possible option is why we came and contacted Aarohi.
Sure.
So I think the
Sure.
next thing I'm going to do, like you suggested, is come to the campus and spend a few days. Would you all
Absolutely.
be open during the summer break?
Right. So the way we work, Deepa, since you've asked, is that we have designated a certain number of weeks where people can come and stay for a week. I'm posting the link in the chat. You can take that link. I'll also post it in the group. As of now, immediately there are 5 weeks available. The last week of March and 4 weeks of April. So there are 5 weeks available. You can choose any of those weeks and come and stay. You will have to register in advance, as soon as possible. This page, the link that I've given, has all the information as well as the form for you to register. Once you register, somebody from Aarohi will get in touch with you to take that forward. So that's for anybody who has not visited us before. The invitation we have kept specially because there would be holidays in schools. That's why we have kept all the weeks of April open. May we are totally closed. So all the weeks of April are available.
So you would recommend that the child is also there with us, right?
100%. Don't come without the child. This is a place for the learners, right? It is for them to experience it. They should say, I want to come here. Even if you want them to come, but if they don't want to come, please don't send them here. Let them want to come. In fact, they can come to this Saturday meetups also and ask questions if they have questions.
Thank you.
Right, let's move back. I'm again inviting others who have joined in. If you have thoughts, questions, please come on mic, share, ask, or just let's discuss.
I have a question.
Please.
So if the students, they want to learn what they like, but there are certain topics they may not like, but still they are essential.
Like?
For example, English or Maths. So whatever may be the profession we get into, these are like essential things. Like students should know how to read. They have to read a few books when they reach 18 years. Okay, so if the students say that I don't like reading, or I wanted to learn only through videos, and also
isn't that absolutely fine? Isn't that absolutely fine if somebody doesn't want to read and want to learn only through videos?
It is actually an easy way out. Yeah.
Well, I don't know, easy or difficult, because learning is not about the source. Learning is always my effort, as in the learner's effort. The source is not the effort. The source can be a book, can be a teacher, can be a video, but the effort to learn something is always mine. So it's not about easy or difficult. The source doesn't make it easy or difficult. Source is a matter of what I prefer for learning. For Ratna teaching me, or I prefer a video, or I prefer a book, that's only my choice, or a combination, or a friend, or doing something, that's only a combination. But learning is not about easy or difficult. Learning is always difficult. If you try to swim for the first time, it's gonna be tough. You will get water in your nose and mouth and all of those things. It can't be easy. It can only become easy when you have already learned it. Then swimming is easy. The ones who know swimming will say, swimming is easy. Come, let's swim.
But the
Yeah.
student
So what I'm
has
trying
the
to say is
tendency
that
to,
it is
they have the tendency to pick the easy way, no? Like,
no,
give
no,
two
no,
options.
no. I don't agree with that. I
Okay.
don't agree with that at all. I must have worked with about 15, 16,000 children till now. I started in 1999. Not at all. Not even one child finds the easy way out. They find the preferred way out. You know, there's a difference between what we think is easy or difficult or what they prefer. It's their choice. Yeah, Ruchika, you wanted to add something.
Yeah, just to add to what Ratna said, the essential topics, the essential subjects you said. Almost 4 years back, we as a parent, especially me, myself, I was with the same thought process that my child should know the basic mathematics, my child should know the basic science concepts and all that. And where this child really, I would say, struggle or not interested or not yet ready to get into the mathematics concept, which is related to numbers, whether it comes to addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, whatever it is. I tried my best to really teach her or put her into in a creative way or something to create her interest, actually, which I felt I was doing it as a parent because it is essential for her. But then when I started getting this understanding, and especially again thanks to the Aarohi some sessions and all what I attended those days, that gave me a lot of understanding. Maybe the child is not yet ready or the child is not interested. As Pratnesh said, the child is not looking for an easy way out. The child is saying it is not preferable for me, right? It is not important for me right now. At this moment, I don't want this, like that. But now, after 4 years, I'm not saying my child has mastered, but at least she is slowly coming to two understandings. One is that basic mathematics, I want to learn or I need to learn because I want to do this X thing. Because that is what is my passion. I want to do it. She's making jewelry. She wants to sell her jewelry. Now for that, mathematics is required. The costing. So she went back. So it's a backward learning. It's completely a backward learning what my child is actually doing it right now, where she is going back to something which she left it that time where she felt that is not essential. Now she's understanding on her own, it is essential for me and I need to. And she's taking a charge of it on her own. Though slow, but on her own, I would say that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, one of the important things about open learning is that we consider all you can, I don't use the word subjects because they're not called as subjects, but anything which somebody wants to learn is equal. One person wants to learn maths, another person wants to learn crochet. Does not mean that the person who wants to learn maths is higher than the one who does crochet, or the one who does, let's say, archaeology, or the one who wants to do poetry, or the one who wants to do make tea for everybody, run a tea stall. How does anything matter? What each one wants to do, if they are doing it, then their life is in that sense successful. There is no comparison. There's no need to compare one learning from the other. If I don't know English, if I'm not good at English, how does it matter? It doesn't make me any less human being than somebody who is very good at English. Yeah. So this is this kind of hierarchy we have created in our minds, and we remove it from our minds, then suddenly everything is so beautiful, or rather every human being is so beautiful. Then we can truly embrace the wide range of beautiful resources of people around us. Yeah. So open means we are open to any kind of learning, and not only one kind of learning. Yeah. So that shift in mind becomes very essential, because if you say, yeah, we'll do open learning, and then in open learning you want the child to learn maths, history, geography, physics, chemistry, whatever, then that's how is that open? Then we are still back to the same thing. Right? That's not at all open. But when if the child decides to learn math, great. If the child does not want to learn math, that's also great. What's so less or more about maths? Why does everybody need to learn maths? I can always delegate my mathematical work to somebody else. As much as somebody else might say, oh, I will delegate or outsource some other work. Let's say everybody doesn't know tailoring. We outsource our work to tailors or to companies who do tailoring and give us ready-made clothes. That doesn't make us less in any which way. In the same way, for mathematics also, I can do that. I can live with whatever basic I learn as I go along living. So I think that notion that only some things are superior or basic or important, other things are less important, is something which is only in our mind. It is not, it by itself does not exist in this world. At least that's our view. And it's important because then we are able to respect the other individual who is choosing to do certain things and also choosing not to do certain things.
So on what basis do children take decisions? So how do they arrive at the decision that they like something or they doesn't like
Very
something?
much same as how you decide. Please tell us how you decide whether you like something or you don't like something. How do you decide? Do you listen to jazz music?
See, it is based on what I already listened. So if I'm listening to 10 Ilayaraja songs, so I will become a fan of Ilayaraja songs. Okay. And but when I
right, but how did you choose to listen to Ilayaraja?
Because it is not good question. So because I listen to it, so that is the only music I listen to. So I got an opportunity.
How did you choose to listen to it?
I didn't choose. It happened. It happened. Okay, so
no. I don't agree with that. You chose out of so many other musics that would have been played in your environment, in your home, in the street, in the temple, in the wherever you were. You picked Ilayaraja. You said this is the one that I like. You didn't pick these so many others, the one that I like. And now you listen more and more and you become a fan of Ilayaraja. So it is your choice. Right? If you go to YouTube, jazz music is available. Why don't you listen to jazz music? And say, no, I like Ilayaraja. And that's absolutely fine.
Okay. For example,
so
if
the
my
idea
son
is, again,
says,
the choice is made by you. Right?
No,
that is
the
why
question
I want,
is,
sorry,
the choice is mine.
Just one minute.
On what
Why
basis?
I'm pushing... I'm coming to that. The reason I'm pushing this so much is it's not the what basis. In whatever basis you choose something, it's your choice, your basis. It doesn't matter on what basis. Because I don't need to agree to your basis. You have your own basis to choose Ilayaraja. Even if I say Ilayaraja is bakwas or crap or not good, how does that matter to you? No. You will continue to listen to Ilayaraja because that's your basis, your choice. Yeah. And out of all the choices of the music in the world, you are choosing whatever is your subset. And your subset is respectable as much as my subset is respectable. Right? So the idea is, so in a way, Ratna, you are an open learner. Isn't it? You are doing what you like doing. If you like doing software, you do software. If you like playing a particular game, you will go out and playing a game. If you like to listen to Ilayaraja, you will listen to Ilayaraja. If you don't like a food, you will tell your wife or whoever else is cooking, or if you are cooking, let's not make this. So we are all open learners. Yeah, we are not being pushed by somebody that, no, you have to listen to this music only. Or for that matter, anything else. Nobody tells you that, no, you should learn, how parliament works. Nobody says that. If you feel like at the time of voting, you may want to Google something, you Google. If you don't feel like, you don't. Not that you know everything about parliamentary system. Okay, maybe you know. I don't know everything about. Are you getting me? So the choice is made because I am leading myself, which we are all doing. Vajra Prasad is doing, you are doing, I am doing. Ruchika is doing, everybody is doing.
But
so we are all open learners.
For example, I don't want to create a. I just wanted to express my thoughts. So if I ask a 18-year-old student, like, so who is the president of India? So if the student says, I don't know, I don't care, I'm not interested in that, is it fine?
You tell me, is it fine or not fine?
No, for me, it is not fine. There are certain things the student has to be familiar with.
Yeah, but that's your opinion. No? You realize that it is your opinion. In your opinion, it is not fine. Right? But in somebody else's opinion, it is fine. Now, whose opinion is more important? Wait. Please tell me. Let's say
it is more about there are certain things which are essential.
No, wait, pause. No, that is in your opinion. Who has made this essential list? You have made it. You are saying in your opinion, it is not fine. Maybe in Vajra Prasad's opinion, it is fine. Now tell me, whose list is more important? Is your list more important of the essentials, or in Vajra Prasad list is more important?
Suppose we travel by road, there are certain rules are there, rules and regulations, road rules, traffic rules are there, but we have to be aware of that.
If I'm driving, if I'm not driving, I don't need to be aware.
Yeah, even if you're walking, you should be aware of certain things.
Yeah, if I'm walking on the road, I need to be aware. I agree with you. Right? So it's like if I'm eating food, I need to be aware where to put the food. I can't put it in my nose. So what I'm saying is, yes, there are intrinsic guidelines of how the life operates. And because we live in a country, in this country's rules, I should know. If I go to Spain, I should know Spain's rules. Right? And the Spain's culture. I can't, if I do something against Spain's culture, they will only say, what kind of a person is this? They'll probably throw me out. Right? If I go to a temple in India wearing shoes, I'll say in Spain it is okay. Here, why is it not okay? They'll throw me out. So I obviously I need to learn as I go along, depending on where am I, what am I doing, am I driving, am I riding? But if I'm sitting in the back of the seat and I'm not driving, I don't necessarily need to know the rules or necessarily need to know all the rules. Right? There's so many people who don't know the road rules who are just driven around, and that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong or right about it. If I choose not to drive, if I say, who wants to do all this? I will always get somebody to drive me. Let's say a bus driver or a train driver. And I'm absolutely fine by that. So what I'm trying to say is it's still relevant to your context, your needs, your wants. Nothing is universal per se. Yeah, if we realize that, then the whole world is open to us. And yes, I will need to learn. If I go to Spain, I'll possibly need to learn how to speak a little bit of Spanish. Otherwise, how will I survive? So then Spanish becomes more important. If I go to China, Chinese becomes more important. And so on, which is also here. So that's the interesting part. In fact, your discussion is really helping at least me to convey that open learning is not just about, get the child from here to there. It's not that. It's a completely new way of looking at our life, our learning, how we learn, how beautifully the child learns mother tongue without anything. Yeah, Dvichi, you take over.
Sorry, I just no taking over. Just that I joined in a little late in the conversation, but from what I could pick up, one thing I would like to point out here is that things are not static. Things are always changing. And both inside and outside. I mean, we are changing internally because we are influenced by everything around us, everything within us, and the world is changing around us. So would the list be static? And would the list, like Ratnesh was asking, would it be the same for different persons, right? So even for the same person, this list would change. So the core idea that we believe in, that we practice, is that each individual has to build their own list, right? That's the simplest solution. I mean, simplest in quotes, right? That each of us decides, look, as an individual, I respect you, I love you, I hate you, whatever my relationship is with you. But I'm not going to ask you to do things that I want to do unless you are interested in doing that. Right? So, so each of us makes our own list, and I mean, if you spend a day with some of us, you will start realizing how we try to influence people while making friends, right? That, hey, come on, man, let's do this. You wanted to do it that day, right? So today we can do this together. Why don't we do this together? So the whole beauty of doing it in a community is that there is always a, what do you say, a give and take happening. I'll play football with you if you're ready to play basketball with me later, right? I'll do this maths with you, or I can help you with this maths if you can help me with that Sanskrit later, right? I'm just giving random examples here. The idea here is that when you make the process the priority rather than the destination, rather than the subjects, the joy of the whole thing changes. And that's what we are trying to do here, that let's enjoy the journey. Let's not get stuck on achieving this list. And I would even say we encourage that you keep revising your list.
But we are not going to escape from the peer pressure. Okay, so even if I say that I'm going to do homeschooling for my children, people are going to, people are not around me, are not aware of the concept of homeschooling or open schooling. So I have to explain them, and at periodic interval I have to update them. And there is a peer pressure still there.
Yes.
And I have to prove them that my kids are doing good.
As long as you want to prove it, yes.
Yeah, so obviously when questions comes, we have to answer them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and
who's
also,
best placed to answer those?
Yeah, because in the regular academics, so they have the mark, so what grade you have taken. So that way there is it is a kind of a checklist, like whether the student is doing good in academics.
So Ratna, just let's pause there for a moment. Will the peer pressure stop at any time? Let's say that you decide to put your child in exactly the school, or you decided to live your life exactly the way somebody wanted you to live. Would there be no peer pressure?
It will be there. It will be there. But we need to have some metrics, some
100%.
way to measure it. Like
100%.
How do we measure it?
So who is best placed to find the measures for that?
It has to be obvious also, because I can qualitatively I can say like my kids are doing good in certain things, but how do we measure it? Like how do we communicate it?
Yeah. So the idea here is not to yes, you're right. We want to communicate. We want to be part of a community. We want to answer to people. We want to ask questions from people, right? There's nothing unusual about any of these things, right? Now, what we are asking is that while we answer those questions, we don't get stuck at the question itself. Let's look at what is there behind that question. What is their intention? They want to see that Ratna and his kids or kid are safe, are loved, are active, are doing things, are part of a society where they are participating in living, right? Now, can we address those concerns? Is it only through metrics and measures that we can address it, or can we address it through conversations, through our own metrics? Like, for example, I leave my hair long, right? I'm very much a male, right? But there is a reason for that. And I'm asked that question every time, also because I travel quite a bit on work, right? And I work with at least in 10 different places in the country, right? So why have I left my hair long is a question that I'm constantly asked by random people who I have absolutely no business with. There is a reason I have left my hair long, and then I take that opportunity to talk to people about it, right? So the idea here is that if we want to just follow certain laid out metrics, you're welcome to do so. Nobody is stopping you from doing it. Right? But if you feel that there are certain things that you want to do and you're looking for a community, you can find it here. Right? So, and how am I going to answer those questions? Well, I am best placed to answer those questions because I know the people who are asking the questions. And I know where they're coming from, what their intentions are, what their concerns are. And that engaging with those questions and answering them itself is a learning journey for us.
Yeah, it's truly said that we are from homeschooling from last 7 years. We are also being peer pressure, lots of peer pressure. Everyone is going to ask why you have taken decision. This is wrong. The children has to be in school. He has to. So we have answered all these questions. We have not followed. The peer pressure will be there. It is our decision whether we have to go ahead or not. That's it. We have to answer their questions. That's it. And we have to maintain our decision right ahead. And now everyone is asking after 7 years, after lockdown, actually, after lockdown, everyone was ahead that, yes, it's a good decision you have taken before, only before. We are paying the fees also, and we are getting nothing for learning also. That was the question. And now everyone is asking, not about us, they are asking what he is doing right now. Everyone is now concerned what he is doing right now. So it makes us happy what it is right now. First, starting everything is a struggle. Everything it starts from struggle only. Then later on, it will get on easier one. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And another way to look at this is if you go to a fisherman and ask, why do you fish? How do you fish? He will tell with full joy. If you go and ask a baker, why do you have a baking? Why do you do baking? He or she will tell you with full joy. If you go and ask somebody who has a pet, why do you have a pet? They will tell with full joy. If you come and ask me, Ratnesh, why do you open learning? I will tell you with full joy. There's no pressure for me. It's joyous. Every time you ask me, Ratnesh, what stupid decision you're taking, I say, wow, he's interested in me. He's interested in my children. He's interested in my life. I'm ready to talk about it because I'm excited about it. Because this is beautiful for me. Because this is my life. I'm honored that you are interested in my life. I'm humbled that you are interested in my life. Why does it need to be a pressure? It's beautiful. Just because somebody has a pet and another one does not have a pet doesn't mean that the one with the pet and one without the pet is wrong or right. Just because I am a vegetarian and somebody else catches fishes and eats fishes doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. Right? I don't have to prove myself to anybody. I just have to share my joy. If I can share my joy with others, I'm spreading joy. That's the way I look at it. Sorry, a very different take. I have never been pressured. I refuse to be pressured because I have something else to share. Joy. Right? That's why I say, keep telling people, come over, stay with us. We'll have a lot of joyous things. Namrata, you want?
Yeah, I wanted to add one thing.
I want you to come in.
Yes. So, I think the answer of all this question lies into one question which I will ask myself is, am I really at peace with my decision? Am I really comfortable with the decision I have made? And then if yes, then automatically I'm going to empower my child to be at peace with this decision because he is the part of this decision. It has been taken in conjunction with him, in discussion with him. It is rather his decision. And once it is there, now once we are at peace, I can see how confidently my child moves out here in society amongst the children who are going to normal schooling. We are the only one family in a society of 200 flats, wherein we are the only one who are open learners, I can say. But then I have never faced this difficulty. Why? Because I feel that we are at peace with our decision and we know why we have made this decision. It is not out of any pressure, but as you rightly said, it is out of the joy which we would like to have by being ourselves. So I think only one question I should ask to myself before I end up into peer pressure. Am I really at peace, or have I taken the decision again under some pressure? Thank you.
Can I just add to this last thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruchika.
Yeah. So for as what Namrata said and what we are discussing now, proving to someone, so like, what we have done. For us, I always have been questioned on discipline. Like your child is not going to school, how she will learn about discipline? How will she learn to carry herself in the group or a community or a gathering or wherever? So, as Namrata said it very rightly, I started questioning my understanding of discipline first. What do I look at it as a discipline is? Is it something which comes when the child is in the system all the time, forced to behave in a certain manner, or to behave so that the other person gets happy? Not she is not happy, but the other person is happy, doing things to make somebody happy. So that understanding, when I really got in that this is not the discipline I would really want to give it to my child, definitely not like a forced discipline, something which comes within herself, where she understand on her own how to be in the group, how to be along with the community. What is self discipline means is, the day I got this answer to myself, I am not worried of whatever people judge me or put me into, because today also we were at that gathering and something came up and I literally saw my child doing something, and for a second I felt okay, now she's going to be judged by people around her. But then another moment I stepped back and I said, no, let her be. She will handle it. She will communicate what she wants to do and what her intentions are to do something. So it's like, again, stepping back and finding answers in your own mind. And this was a beautiful 2 hours sitting in the behind, like, back row, and where she was sitting in front. And it was a good feeling for me as a mother. She's handling herself. She's handling herself in a group where she's surrounded by all the adults and seniors. I must say, all seniors. Like, she's handling herself. She's falling, she's failing, she's learning. That's it. And I'm in a peace.
I would like to add here something. Can I? So
Obviously, there's no can I, Namrata. Come
yeah.
on.
So when I speak about peer pressure, and if I am at peace, then there is always a choice available to me whether to answer the question which are raised by the society, or just to give a smile back. That is the choice which is always available with me. Like we always keep this getting this lot of questions like maths कैसे सीखेगा, फिर कहीं पीछे नहीं छूट जाएगा. So I just right, and I choose not to answer, because I mean, like, why should I trouble my own peace of mind by giving answer? I mean, I'm not able to explain it, but that is what I choose basically.
Okay, we have 10 more minutes, so we can take few more questions or thoughts. Anybody wants to throw in something? Most welcome. Yeah, just a reminder that we do this every Saturday, which also means that we have more than about 170 odd recordings. So you can check those out where. Okay. Right. So I was saying we have 170 plus recordings, which you can check out. I'll post that link also, as well as you can keep coming every Saturday and joining us. So, but we keep it 5 to 6:30. So we close at 6:30. So we have about 9 minutes now. So please go ahead. You can ask or share a few things or initiate one last discussion.
I just want to say thank you to everyone for sharing their thoughts and making us feel more comfortable. At least we, as parents here, don't have to worry about two things. One is we are already open to the idea of open learning. We have people around us who have done it. And two is we've never known to put peer pressure on our children. So at least there uh, we are okay. But I think I will take the next step forward and fix up a date and come and stay at the community to then decide what I want to do. Also give the chance to my daughter to know whether she wants to follow this line of education, because it's ultimately her choice and it should come from her. So saying that, I think I'm going to take a leave now. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks.
Sure. Yeah. That's very beautifully put. It is her decision. Absolutely.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Anybody else with any more questions, thoughts?
Yeah, for a long time, like for the last 10 years, like I have been thinking and talking about the open learning or education is a people movement. Okay, so somebody, big management or big corporates, they cannot dictate like what we should learn, how we should learn, how much we have to pay. But unfortunately, the thing is that like education has become very costly affair, be it like school education or higher education. So I always advise my people in my circle that for getting good education, you have to spend more of your time and less of your money. So this is one advice like I'm giving everyone these days. So, and also education is a people movement. We have to decide like what we have to learn or what we have to teach. And lot of my questions were critical in the sense like I am always of the opinion that as an educator or as a there has to be some curated content for the kids. We wanted to provide some curated content for the kids, and there are some essential and basic things which every children should be aware of. So those are the lines on which my questions were based. Apart from that, like I really like to work with you guys, and I wanted to be part of the ecosystem, and I wanted to be engaged in the long run.
Yes. So Ratna, providing more content, more resources in different fashions is absolutely wonderful. I mean, that's an amazing work that you are doing. As I said, finally, it's the choice of the learner, which one he or she picks up. It's like the buffet spread. You have spread everything in your app and whatever other content that you have been creating in whichever form you have been creating. And that's beautiful. Let the one who wants to eat pick up what he wants to eat. Then suddenly the whole content becomes magical, much like, let's say, Khan Academy or YouTube for that matter. YouTube is just a buffet spread, or the Netflix is just a buffet spread. There's so much out there. Now I choose what I want to watch or what I want to see or what I want to learn or what I want to do. Just that this whole world is a buffet spread. We choose literally everything, which city I want to work, what kind of work I want to do, what I want to learn, and so on. So that's very beautiful. So yeah, we can obviously stay connected, discuss what else you can do, how you can also see with your capacity work with or in some ways help the open learning community, because when we talk about open learning communities in terms of resources, there is abundance of resources, especially with internet. I mean, there's just no limit to what all you can access, right? But there is always, but everybody is creating the content not necessarily from an open learner's perspective, right? Or rather creating even tools from their perspective. So, certain things can be helped or we can do certain things. So most welcome, we can connect, we can see how you can support us, not us as in Aarohi us, but the whole concept of open learning and how it can be put through technology. I'm sure there are many more possibilities. So yes, absolutely. Okay, so we are almost at 6:30. So maybe we can pause for today, and maybe thank you for that. No, not maybe thank you for everybody for joining in. Some of you were actively participating, and that was really nice. Some of you were passively, hopefully listening to us all. That is also very nice. And yeah, we will continue to be here every Saturday, however you want to connect with us. The rest of the links I've already put in the chat. So yeah, thank you. And yeah, we also have a WhatsApp group for discussions on open learning. Just ensure that you are part of the group, because then whatever information as well as lots of discussions and your ideas, our ideas, questions can all be shared. So if you are already part of the group, that is absolutely fine. If you are not, I'm just give me 10 seconds. I will share the link of the group. So please join that WhatsApp group. Yeah. So thank you. And yeah, bye-bye. I'll keep the Zoom call open for you to copy or use these links, for a few more minutes. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you next Saturday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.